Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shailene, and in today's video, I'm coming back with my little series, You Don't Need Shein, You Just Need a Sewing Machine. And in today's video, I will be turning this piece of fabric into this. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. I am losing my voice. I was sick earlier this week. I'm actually on the tail end of things, so I'm actually feeling a lot better. But yes, sorry about my voice. Also wish it did not sound like this, but here we are. If you're a subscriber of the channel, then this series is not new to you. I've made a few things in the past. I'll put up some pictures here. Basically, my whole idea behind this series is that it's possible to make your own clothing for inexpensive too. I know Shein is like the big name when it comes to fast fashion, being inexpensive and getting a lot of clothes for cheap. There's a lot of problems with their ethics and sustainability, I think we all know by now, and so I thought I would do my own little spin at this, where I take inspiration from pieces they sell and I create it myself. I'm a beginner sewer, so if I can do this, you can do this. I am learning as I go. Sometimes I can be a little overzealous, but this is why I bought a sewing machine. I'm a curvier girl. I don't fit into all the clothes anyways. I can go thrifting and I can get clothes, but I wanted to learn how to make clothes that fit me right, that I like. So in today's video, I'm taking inspiration from these photos right here. I am not a big jorts person. I don't necessarily love the style, but I actually did thrift a pair of shorts about a year ago that I am absolutely obsessed with. They're longer, my thighs don't end up chafing together, which that goes a long way. I'm not necessarily trying to make jorts, but I'll show you what I'm thinking. Now that Joann has filed bankruptcy and is like no longer going to have their brick and mortar stores, I went to see if I could find any fabric because I'm a really picky person when it comes to fabric. Like, I need to feel the fabric in person. I did pick up this fabric from Joann. I thought it was so cute and fun. It's like a pretty thin material, but I thought that would be so cute for a pair of shorts. I already own this pair of shorts here, and I'm going to be taking major inspiration from the silhouette, but then also the inspiration from the Shein photos on like the styling of it, I guess. I have never made shorts before. This is going to be a first, and I'm curvy, so I'm a little bit nervous that they're not gonna fit, but I have faith in myself, and I'm excited to get started. Okay, let's go. You guys are gonna be so proud of me. I actually got tracing papers. I thought it'd be a little bit easier and a little bit more professional, so today we are going to try using it. This is the pair of shorts that I love already, and I kind of just want to mimic the shape of these. This is obviously a different texture. This is more like a cottony texture, but I like the silhouette, and I think we can accomplish the same thing. I thrifted these. I'm obsessed with them. They're longer in the butt, shorter in the front, and so they are just like literally the perfect shorts. So I think I'm gonna figure out how I can trace these to use as a template. Because I am not an experienced sewer, I am giving myself literally like 3 inches of seam allowance, but also that's just like extra just in case it's too small. I think the beauty of having the paper is I'm gonna be able to cut this out and hold it up to me to see if it works, but I'd rather just cut out extra and start with too much fabric than not enough and have to start the whole thing over again. So I have one front piece, which I'll flip over. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut these out and then I'm going to flip them over and do the exact same thing for each other side. I know this looks crazy. I like my shorts high-waisted, go down to my knee, which would be jorts. I need to think about this. I think I'm gonna keep going with it because the shorts I really like they have a really thick inseam, and that's kind of what I was envisioning for this, is like really thick elastic. This is probably 2 inches, so it's like I'll be folding that over to hide the elastic. And then the hem on the bottom, I guess I can make it as thick as I want, but this one has an inch hem. Like I said, I'd rather have more fabric cut and be able to trim some than not have enough to begin with, because the fabric is patterned, and so I don't want it to have to like piece it together if I don't have to. So I think I'm just gonna keep going with my original plan. I did just wash and dry this fabric because I wanted to pre-shrink it, and I'm glad I did that. And I literally have just enough fabric to cut all my pieces out. Again, I am going over what I think I might need just in case. So I'm glad I did it this way, because now I can clearly see like I don't have any fabric left. So I'm gonna make these cuts, hope and pray that everything works out, and then start piecing it together and see if I can trim some of it. But for now, I just wanted to leave myself a lot extra. Glad I actually have enough fabric for my idea. I literally got the last of this fabric at Joann's. This is all they had left. I'm glad it's working out so far.
It reminds me of SpongeBob.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Them Texas SpongeBob.
Okay, this is how much fabric I have to work with after all my cuts, so no room for error here. Now what I want to do, I just want to make sure that the stuff I've cut is pretty much symmetrical for both the front and the back, so I'm just going to compare the pieces right sides together and just make sure that they're identical, and if they're not, I'm just going to trim off any excess. And I am noticing just a slight discrepancy, so I'm going to trim off the excess. I'm gonna label that so I do not forget. I am watching a YouTube tutorial on how to do this because I've never made shorts before. I'm actually noticing something I did not do, which I think is fine. I'm just gonna have to alter my cut a little bit. The shorts are basically like almost straight, flare out a little bit on both sides, and then about a little ways in, I actually have this fabric. So I need to figure this out. Now I took measurements, so I think it'll be okay. Probably should have done that before I started, but I'm being a little manic. I feel like I'm doing it right. Hopefully. Now I think I'm gonna measure this and just make sure. Measurements look good, even with the seam allowance. So I think I'm doing okay. To be honest, I'm running a little short on time. We have plans and I haven't packed yet. We're going to stay the night at my boyfriend's mom's and we have plans tomorrow, and our house is a disaster and I need to pack. So I think I'm gonna call that a good stopping point. I will pick this back up tomorrow. It'll be a second for you, tomorrow for me. It's actually been a few days. I got really busy, but I am back and I am ready to make these shorts, and I'm just honestly praying that everything works and everything fits. I am watching a YouTube tutorial, so basically I have both of my front pieces and I have both of my back pieces. I'm going to lay them out and put like a back piece over a front piece so that way I can start sewing things together. Honestly, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going for it. Okay, so we're gonna be sewing a front piece to the back piece and putting right sides together. Those are as even as they're gonna get. Pin those together. Okay, so I've pinned along here so that way they line up. And then I'll be pinning this short side I have here. Then I'll also be pinning this straight piece right here. My front and my back piece don't line up perfectly because like I got a booty, so I need space for that to go. And I was following the template of my shorts and there was more fabric for the back. Basically what I'll be doing is I'll be sewing along this pinned line right here. And again, this is like the inner thigh. I'm just gonna go for it, and if it doesn't work, I can seam rip it because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just going for it. I'll start here, and if I need to pivot, I will. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the length of the stitch a lot longer just in case I do need to remove it. It'll be easier to seam rip. I can always go back over it once I'm like sure that it will work out. Okay, and then now I will do the same on the other side. This isn't working. I don't know. It's not fitting me. Okay, so these don't fit. Are we surprised? Not really. Are we bummed? Yes. I'm trying to pivot. Basically, I like cut too much off, so it's like it's not fitting over my hip essentially. But a part of me, honestly I made these way too long, so a part of me is thinking, I keep going as if nothing is wrong and keep making them as I had planned to before, and then I'm thinking that if I need to add more fabric, I can do so on the side with extra fabric that I either cut from this, so it'll just be like a strip on each side, which really wasn't ideal, but like I can't uncut the fabric. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And again, I'm like making the stitches super long, so if I have to seam rip all of this, I will. Like, it's hard for me to visualize because I've never made shorts before, let alone like, I mean, any type of shorts. Like I don't know how to make pants. I've never made pants before. This is all new to me. So I almost like need to visualize it to understand what I'm doing wrong. I'll link the tutorial I'm watching below. Like honestly, if I would have followed that tutorial in the first place before I just started cutting fabric, maybe I wouldn't be in this position, but I just started cutting fabric as if I knew what I was doing, and now we're in this situation. So I'm gonna keep going, and I will touch base then when like the shorts are like finished and I know how I'm gonna proceed. Do you guys remember when I was like, they don't fit, they're too small, but I'm just gonna persevere? Okay, this is them.
How many people were scared? Me too. I was really scared.
They are about 8 sizes too big, actually. I think I was trying them on upside down. This is what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't visualize it. I didn't even know like what was up, what was down. This is what we're working with. That's okay, because I'd rather have too much fabric than not enough. And I have an idea. Basically, I'm making jorts. They're quite long, but I'm thinking like this is kind of like where they stop right here, which I'm okay with. I'm fine with that. And I'm planning on maybe taking some off the bottom just to make them like a more normal length when I hem them. But in regards to up here, where the real issue is happening. I think what I want to do is measure it in a way where I like trim off like extra fabric, but I think I'm going to basically create a dart. Still keeps a lot of the fabric at the bottom to like flare out, and I don't just necessarily cut like a straight line because I don't want that. I do kind of want it to be a flare. I think I'm going to start there, and then like once I'm pretty happy with like how that's going, then I'll add an elastic at the top and stuff. So if you can see, I basically sewed a triangle, and now I'm gonna try this on, created a new seam where I sewed that, and I can just trim off this excess fabric once I try it on. We are getting somewhere. This is how they fit now, and you can see all the fabric is still in here. I'll just trim that off when I'm like sure that I don't need it in there. But now, I mean, at least they're kind of staying up. And see, I like how it like flares out at the end. Again, these are way too long. We are ignoring the length. Honestly, I do need to go through here and just like reinforce some of this stitching just because I don't know how secure it is, but now that I'm happy with these, I'm just gonna go through, secure the stitching, cut off this dart. At least they're staying up now. And again, I'm putting elastic in here, so I actually do want a little bit of extra fabric because I just put this on and like I had to stretch it over my hips still. Not a lot, like they'll stretch over, but I don't want to reduce so much fabric here that like I literally can't get it over my hips. I'm just gonna, make the elastic tight so that way it fits around my waist good. But yeah, like I am wearing shorts. I'm physically making shorts. This is so exciting. Sorry, the camera's crooked. I don't really want to fix it right now. But I just spent the last little bit reinforcing. It's like, I think, which I don't know if this is traditional. I think I want to do the elastic next. Whoa. I paired that up perfectly. Oh, what? That's crazy. The back does not look like that. Is this my greatest accomplishment? It might be. Anyways, I think I'm going to get elastic in here. I think I'm going to do that next because I want to make sure that these will stay up before I continue to start hemming and stuff. And then once I know where they sit naturally with the elastic, then I can kind of mark where I want them to sit on my leg. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. I am going to sew a channel, basically just something like that, or then I can take elastic and a safety pin and I can just feed it through. Then if I need to adjust, I will, but I think I'm just going to start by sewing a channel, and that'll basically be the hem on this side anyways. To hem this and to create the channel, what I'm doing, this is like the raw edge. I'm folding that over once and then folding it over again. So that way it creates like a really finished edge here on the bottom. So then I will sew this bottom part. I've sewed along all the way except for leaving one spot right here where I should be able to thread in the elastic, or I should be able to like scoot it through anyways. So I've gone all the way around except for this little part right here, and now I'm just gonna slide some elastic through and hope that that worked good. This is what it looks like on the other side. I feel like this will be thick enough. This is the elastic I was hoping to use, but I don't have quite enough. Like I'm like this much short. So honestly, I'm just gonna put this elastic on it and attach it to it. I know it's probably not the most professional thing to do, but what I have, I'm trying to use what I have. Probably only end up using like this much of it, so I think it's fine. You guys, we are getting somewhere. I have the elastic in now. Honestly, I probably could have done it a little tighter, but they are shorts. They're unflattering shorts, but they are shorts. Now that the waistband is in, the last thing I want to do is just like shape these up. Something like that. I think that's cute. I just pinned where they would sit, and I love that. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start sewing the top here so that way it stays. I rolled them up twice and I just sewed along the top right here. Now the other issue I'm facing is they're like huge right here. The part of me is like, oh, I could just leave it, but I don't know if that looks weird. Like, are they too huge? Like when I look here, I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. But when I look in the mirror, I think they're too big. See, and when I did the dart, this is what it kind of made it do. The part of me is wondering like, oh, maybe I do another dart. The other issue I'm having is I did not make the back lower. So I feel like the back is a little weird, but honestly, it's fine. I'm just gonna leave it. I wish I was skilled enough to make pockets, because this would be like perfect if they just had pockets. Like that ship has sailed. I did not make pockets. We are not there. They're super cute though. I'm super happy with them. They are finished. I'm so proud of myself. I cannot believe I actually made shorts, but without further ado, here they are, all finished. I'll insert some B-roll over me talking here, but I ended up taking in a little bit more from the sides just because I did feel like they were just just a little bit too big, like too wide. So I ended up just doing like another dart, which took it in a little bit. They're still the wide flare like I like. They're not constricting whatsoever, which is exactly what I want in a pair of shorts, especially jean shorts. Let's just start there. To be honest, I wish I would have kept the back just slightly longer than the front, but you win some, you lose some. Now I know going forward when I complete my next pair of shorts how I would do things differently. But for my first ever shorts, or my first time ever working with like a jean material, I'm impressed with myself. I'm proud of myself. I think they look very similar to my inspiration, and I'm just really happy with them, and I'm excited to be able to wear them this summer. To be honest, I am not a jeans girl whatsoever. I do not wear jeans. I do not wear jean shorts. I just think they're so constricting and uncomfortable. So I don't ever wear like jean toned bottoms. Now I have like a new color or a new texture in my wardrobe, which is awesome. This is the one pair of like jeans in my wardrobe now, and they're not constricting or tight whatsoever because I made them. They fit my body. That's just so cool to say. I feel like with every project, I just get slightly better at sewing. I feel a lot more confident in my decisions as I sew, and I just think that's so cool. And so if you have not yet sewing and you want to pick it up, use this as your sign to do it. I literally started sewing, I think a year ago. Like, I am not a professional. I learned all my stuff from either just trying or from Googling or from YouTubing, and there is no better feeling than wearing your own clothing. Anyways, I also wanted to thank you guys because my last video I posted last week, thrifting for the boho fairy aesthetic, is by far my most popular video now. I have almost 200 new faces here, which is really exciting. So hi guys, I'm really glad you're here. I post videos the first 3 weekends of every month, just coming into the summer, just so that way I got a busy life too. I'm a person outside of this. So next weekend I have a weekend off, and then I'll do the first 3 weekends in June, and so on and so forth, probably until fall, and then I'll probably go back to my regular posting schedule again, which is every week. And if there's anything that you guys want me to try out in future videos, like thrifting for a certain aesthetic, or if you guys want me to try making any certain clothing, let me know in the comments below. Like, I'm willing to give it a try and give it a go. I'm not afraid of making mistakes. Let me know if you have any recommendations. And otherwise, friends, I just hope this video encourages you to stay creative, stay inspired, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Utterly shocked and impressed with myself. Still not over the fact that I sewed these literally perfectly. Also the fact that these shorts hide my fuba. Say less. Dream shorts right there.